Okay, so welcome everybody to this Yin Yoga class this morning, and we are going to start off by coming down to our mat, and we're going to start off in a reclined butterfly pose. So if you have a blanket or a pillow or a block, I want you to take that. If you can see this block here, it's hard to see the block where I've got a dark mat here. Take the block and let your sacrum touch the block as you come down. If it doesn't, you want to lift up the block, lift up your bum just a little bit so that it makes contact with your sacrum. Once it does, I want you to bring your feet in as far as you can to the block. Join the bottoms of your feet together and let your legs just fall out to the side, okay? Now, if that's out here, great. You're going to feel the stretch no matter what. And in Yin Yoga, we typically hold the poses anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. The most important thing here is that you really, truly relax. So let your sacrum just melt into your block. Let your knees fall to the side. And if this is not comfortable for you and you find that you're really tensing up into the upper body and you can't relax, then just remove the block and not use it at all. Okay, so just let the legs fall to the side, creating some space here, just opening up. And let your shoulder blades just melt into the earth. Incorporate your breath with inhalations and nice, soft exhalations. Make your hands and fingers soft. Maybe your fingers are kind of curling in toward the palms of your hands. Just stay here and enjoy. Such a great way to wake up in the morning and get your day started. And also an awesome way to end your day by giving those internal organs a nice massage, creating so much space and holding these poses, and connecting right into all of that connective tissue in our bodies. Now really think about here, as you exhale, your legs or your knees may come a little deeper down toward the floor. I always like to close my eyes when I'm doing Yin Yoga because I find that it really helps me stay focused and it really helps me to relax. So hopefully it has that effect for you as well. Just a few more breaths here in this reclined pigeon pose. Now make this last breath the biggest one yet. Nice deep inhale and an even longer exhale. And gently bring your legs up, flatten out your feet, lift your bum, remove the block, and place your back connecting with the mat all the way down. And now let's just turn the toes out for an external rotation with the feet. And now turn them back in. So if we turn them back in, that gives us a counter pose here from having our legs out to the side. Always great to do counter poses in Yin Yoga because we hold the poses for so long. So great thing to do. Okay, now from here, we're going to go into our next pose. We're going to go into a reclined pigeon. So I want you to take your leg, either leg, doesn't matter, because we're going to go into the other side. Fix my hair here. Okay, so take your right leg and place it just above the knee. And we're going to lift that other foot off the floor. And we're going to wrap our hands around the back of that knee. And we're going to bring that knee in towards our chest. So we're, excuse me, opening up the hip here, creating some space, massaging through the hips and into the low back. So keeping your back nice and flat to the floor. And you typically don't have to pull very hard here to feel this stretch. As women, we have really, really tight hips most of the time. So this is a great way to massage through that area. Now bring your attention here before you really settle into the pose to your face. Relax all of your facial muscles. And if you find that your shoulders are tensing here, take that breath. And as you exhale, feel your shoulders and shoulder blades connect into the mat. This is where you need to be. And keep that breath engagement all throughout the pose, nice and slow, and really soften the body into the earth as you exhale. So important to take the time like this for ourselves and for our body. Great way to, maybe if you need to, take note of some of the things that you've been feeling, some of the things that you've been going through. And maybe you want to let this practice take all that away and settle into yourself. And I should tell you too, if you want to go a little deeper into this stretch, just take your elbow here and press on the inside of that knee, and you'll open up that hip just a little bit more. It's going to create a little more tension in the shoulders, but just try and relax them down. Just take a couple more breaths here, and we're going to switch into the other side. And gently release that leg down. And let's just windshield wiper the legs back and forth just a few times. And we'll switch to the other side. Taking that other leg over the top of the knee, bringing that leg in towards the chest. And taking a nice deep inhale. And a nice big exhale. Really connect with your breath. And like I said, if this is uncomfortable, if you're having any discomfort, just pull back a little bit. Don't be so forceful with the stretch. Just pull back and incorporate your breath a little more and come back into the pose with ease. It's all about noticing how it feels in the present moment. Keep that breath. Exhaling nice and soft. And inhaling, feeling your rib cage rise. And with that exhale, feeling the release of all of your internal organs. And just 3 good rounds of breath here. We're going to finish off in this reclined pigeon. And with that last exhale, release slowly. And let's just straighten out the legs. Bring your arms back and come all the way up. Here you go. Nice forward fold here. For a little counter stretch. And we're going to go from here into banana pose. Feel that nice release of the back. This should feel really good from the point when we had that block onto our sacrum. Nice stretch here. Excuse me, just take 3 rounds of breath. And gently come on up. I'm just going to turn around here. I'm going to show you banana pose. Okay, so coming all the way back to our mat. I told you this was going to be very relaxing. So in banana pose, we're going to take our feet, both feet. We're going to bring them to the left. And we're going to take our right foot, place it over our left leg. And we're going to take our head and kind of just move over to the opposite direction of our feet. Now you can have your hands here, or you can have your hands back. So just kind of scoot your hip out a little bit, move your feet over, and we're going to come in the opposite direction with our head. Making sure here that both shoulder blades are in contact with the mat. You might have to tweak around with it a little bit. Banana pose is a nice full body stretch. And we really lengthen here by pushing the feet away from the body. And relaxing here with your breath. Nice cactus arms to really open up through the chest. Nice big belly breaths. Really let that right hip sink down into your mat. And just a couple more breaths before we move into the other side. And gently release. Bring your head back, bring your arms back. And let's just take that foot off. Come back to the center. Bring the knees into the chest. Just rock back and forth here a little bit. And we're going to go into the other side. Okay, here we go. Feet come to the right. Take that left foot over, or whatever leg you used. You may not have used the same leg. That's okay. And just take your head and shoulders in the opposite direction. Now, if you want to take your arms back, go for it. And really sinking that left hip down into the floor. And with that left hip making that contact with your mat, you should feel a nice stretch in the right side of the body. Really lengthen as you inhale and soften as you exhale. It's really, truly so amazing, what the breath can do to your body, how it can calm and settle you. It just has so much effect. It's so healthy, so good for you. And taking nice deep rounds of breath can help you to let go of so many things. It's cleansing, it's detoxifying, getting rid of all of that junk that you may be holding on to. And 3 more deep breaths here, guys. And gently bring your head back to the center. Release your feet, taking your knees into your chest, massaging your spine. And for our very last pose here, we're going to do recline shoelace pose. This is a really good one for the hips as well. Place both feet onto your mat. Take your right leg, cross it over, and now bring both legs into the chest. Now, if this is where you can get your hands, great, stay here. Remember, the most important thing in any pose is having our breath. Or if you can get your hands down further to your ankles to hold on to. Now, we don't want all of this cleanse, um, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. All of this um, compression and inward motion of our chest. We want to be able to relax and take the shoulder blades once again and connect with the mat and open up through the chest a little bit here. Now make sure your chin is not, you're not looking up, taking your gaze toward the ceiling. Just staying nice and neutral here. And wham bam, you're going to feel a really nice hip stretch into that right hip. So try and really open up the chest here and try not to be coming inward. Bring the shoulders down. And the more we bring the legs in towards the chest, guess what? Yeah, we're going to feel that stretch a little bit more. Now, a lot of times people find this stretch too painful to do. So just take your time and find that place where you're comfortable and you actually have your breath. Remember, try and soften as much as you can with that exhalation. Couple more breaths. Nice and slow and steady. And with that exhalation, release that leg. And just lengthen both legs out. And stretch each leg one at a time by pressing the hip down toward the floor to lengthen the body. And bring both feet flat to your mat. And we're going to go into the other side. Take your left leg over. And you'll probably notice a difference from one side to the other. Typically, we always do. So you want to start here first with your hands on the outer sides of your shin. Go ahead. Find your spot where you're comfortable. Find your spot where you feel the stretch. And then start incorporating your breath. Let go of all that tension in your neck and shoulders. Relax your face. Feel that nice stretch in the left hip. You can even tweak around with it a little bit if you want. And then let's take 5 more deep breaths. And on that last exhalation, release. Lengthen the legs. And I want you to grab just one last thing before we go. Grab your bolster. Come all the way up for a blanket. Keeping your legs separated. Take a nice big breath in. And come all the way down. Keep a nice bend here in the knees. Feel a nice stretch in the back of the legs and in the low back. Let your head drop and make it feel heavy. And feel that nice stretch in the upper, middle, lower part of your back. And gently come back up. And now let's just take one moment here. Let your bolster come just underneath your knees and come back onto your mat. And I want you to take 5 rounds of breath here, beginning to bring yourself back from all of those deep stretches of your body and your mind. And preparing yourself for the rest of your day. Just take a moment here and notice how you feel and what this practice has brought to you and how you're going to carry that forward into the rest of your day. And take both hands up to the third eye. And thank you so much for joining me this morning for this practice. And I hope you have the best day. Namaste.